How to turn credit into cash. Did you know that you really can turn credit into cash legally and ethically? Well, it's absolutely true. People are doing it every single day. It really can happen for you. I'm gonna share with you the truth on how you get it done so you don't get in any trouble while you're trying to do it. Okay, let's go.
Noel. Yeah, she can fix that. If you gotta get it done, no, you need to do it better. Well, she can fix that. Yeah, she can fix that. Investment to get back, trying to get a big stack. She can fix that. Let's fix that.
I'm gonna share with you a step-by-step process on how you turn credit into cash legally and ethically. I'm gonna share with you my biggest secret on how I turn credit into cash even when I had bad credit. And I'm gonna share with you the #1 trap that you need to avoid when you are trying to turn credit into cash. So the way that credit works, most of us knows that we can get things in our name, we can borrow, we can get credit cards, we can get loans, things like that. However, most of us know that we will have this on our credit report. So the way that credit works is that we have a FICO score. We all have a credit report. And on our credit report, we have a score based on how well we have paid people. So for example, we have 3 credit bureaus. We have Experian, we have TransUnion, and we have Equifax. Those are the 3 credit bureaus for personal credit. And you will be able to get a credit score called a FICO from all 3 of those different credit bureaus based on how well you've paid people. So for example, you may have just a credit card and a car and a couple of other things, and you may have a decent credit score, maybe a 640 or a 650. That's a decent credit score, nothing really to write home about, but you usually can get approved with most things with that type of credit score. Then you have credit that could be 720, where you have a mortgage, you have 2 or 3 cars that you've paid off, and now your credit score is much higher. This high credit score over 720 will allow you to get most things. You know, you can get Chase credit cards and go to the car dealership and buy different cars that you want. Credit can be an amazing thing, but most people think of credit as just something that you use to borrow. And yes, that's true. You know, your credit score is really just for you to borrow. And I remember thinking, I don't even care about my credit score because I don't want to borrow any money, because I don't need to borrow any money, because I don't want to owe anybody. Does that sound familiar? Have you thought that yourself? Like, you know, I don't really care because I don't want to owe people because owing people really sucks? Well, that's not true. Owing people does not suck. It's probably going to be the reason you have a really big business. So let me tell you how you can start turning that idea about credit and using this credit thing and turn it into cash, and more importantly, turn it into a $1 million business like I did. So the way that you turn credit to cash is really simple. It's really just 3 steps, and this is how it worked for me. So the first thing that you want to do, obviously, is get credit, okay? So I explained to you how the personal credit system works. Well, did you know that you could also get business credit? Yeah, absolutely. So let me tell you really quickly about business credit. Business credit is very similar to personal credit, but it is for your business. You will have to have an actual business with an LLC or an S Corp or a C Corp. You'll need a professional website, a professional email, a professional phone number, and an EIN, employer identification number. But that's really about all the things that you need. And again, I have an entire playlist on business credit, teaching you on business credit right here on YouTube. Check out that entire playlist if you need to learn how to get business credit. I teach you all of that. I'm not going to go into this video, but I want you to know and understand that there is personal credit and business credit, and a person can have personal credit and business credit. Like, I have a business, so I also have business credit for all of my different businesses. And this is the key. This is really how you want to do this. Yes, you can use your personal credit to do some of the things that I'm going to teach you, but more importantly, you would want to start establishing credit in your business's name so that these credit and these debts do not appear on your personal credit report, okay? That's just a word of warning, but again, you can do this either way, whether you have business credit established or not, you can do what I'm telling you. So let's get to it. Step 1, you will buy inventory with a credit card, okay? So if you're talking about how can I turn credit into cash? Well, let's just say you get a credit card. And again, you can have your own Discover card, your Chase card, or you can have a card in your business's name. You will use that credit card to buy something that you are going to sell. Okay, just think about this, for example. You can buy t-shirts and then sell the t-shirt, but you could buy those t-shirts with a credit card. That way you haven't actually spent any money, and then once you start selling the t-shirts, then you can pay the credit card bill. Okay, so this is a very simple thing to do, and I'm gonna tell you how to take this a step further, even if you don't have business credit. I'm gonna actually tell you, I did not have business credit established. I had my own personal credit card, and you can do this even with your own personal credit card, then get business credit, then transfer your personal credit card debt to your business, okay? So that's one slick thing. Make sure you remember that. But the first thing that you want to do, again, with any credit card is buy something that you can sell. That is the key. This is really how you're turning the credit into cash. So if you buy the t-shirts and then you sell the t-shirts, or you buy marketing, for example, and this is one of the things I really recommend. I actually don't recommend buying inventory. I recommend building a website that has what your inventory will be. Then once people buy it, then you buy that inventory and ship it to it. That way you don't have to spend money up front to have products that you then will ship to people, okay? This is a term some people call drop shipping, but even if you don't drop ship and have someone else ship it, you don't have to have inventory. Okay, this is a big secret that I'm sharing with you. I literally was selling my book before it was even done. Literally, you can have a website, you can take pre-sales, you can take pre-orders, but guess what? They give you the money now. Yeah, so literally I would put a website up, say, hey, this is my book. Here's a cover of the book. You can pre-sale and buy the book, and the money comes to me right now before the book is even done. That's one way. Let's get to step 2. Wow, this is an important video. I am sharing with you on how to turn credit into cash. Make sure you share this video with everyone that you know. Most people do not know that you can turn credit into cash even if you have bad credit. Like I said, I was broke in my parents' basement, and now I'm a multi-millionaire using the same things that I'm teaching you guys. Don't keep this information just to yourself. Make sure you share this video with all your friends and family. Okay, let's get back to it. Step 2, after you have bought the products or you've bought the marketing or bought the website that you are going to use to start selling, and you did this with a credit card, step 2 is going to be to sell your products and your services. Like, this is so simple. And this is why I recommend not buying the inventory, rather making a website that has pictures of the inventory, because that's a lot cheaper. You literally can start to even test and see what people are going to buy before you actually buy it yourself. This way too, they gave you the money for it before you ever had to actually buy it. It is an amazing thing in business that most people do not realize that they can do. You are not Walmart. You do not have to stock a store full of stuff in order for people to buy it. They already have a Walmart. What you should do is have a website that people can go to. You can cheaply and inexpensively, and with a credit card, use ads and traffic to drive people to that website to start buying your product and service, again, that you don't even necessarily have yet. And you did all of this with a credit card. Okay, so step 1, get a credit card, buy a website or buy inventory. Step 2, start selling. Start selling it. Run ads, put it on Facebook, put it on YouTube, put it everywhere what you are selling. Do not be afraid to sell your product or your service. This is how you will turn credit into cash. And step 3, you will then pay off the credit cards as you sell products and services. So the great thing with credit, and this is where most people get messed up, they feel like they have to, they feel burdened by it. So they try to pay it off sometimes too early. In the beginning, do not focus on that. And this is why I'm telling you why you want business credit. So for example, you use a credit card. Say you have a credit card with just $1,000 and you spent $500 of it. The minimum payment is only going to be about $25. So just make the minimum payments on time, especially in the beginning when you're starting your business. Now that after you are selling products, make sure you've sold the product, you use that money to pay off the debt. Because if you do this, they will increase your credit card limit, especially with business credit. And this is why I'm telling you business credit is so much better than personal credit. So please make sure you watch that playlist where I teach you how to use business credit, because it's simple, it's easy, and it will get you off the personal credit track forever. Business credit, literally, I have business credit cards where they gave me $1,000 and then 3 months, 6 months later, They doubled and tripled my amounts, especially American Express. They are notorious for 3xing your limit after just 6 months of on-time payments. So literally, I got a business American Express. I made 6 on-time payments. My whole limit, I think, was $8,000, and then they 3x'd it to $24,000. So now think about this. Instead of having $8,000 for my business, just by making the payments on time, I now have $24,000 for my business. And this is how this grows. You can really grow your credit really fast and end up with lots more credit for your business that you can turn into cash for you. Step 4, and this is so important. Like I said, this is a side note. You must have a business checking account. This is so important. I did not mention it before because you do not need a business checking account in order to do some of these things that I'm saying. But this is how my students were able to get more credit and turn their credit into cash faster than I was. They were able to get a business checking account immediately when they opened their business, and every time they got money, they started putting deposits into that business checking account. There are now tons of lenders, even for startups, that will lend money to your business with just 3 months of business bank statements, okay? And they will lend to you based just upon the deposits into that account, okay? So even if you deposit $2,000 into that account and you spend the whole $2,000, they will still lend to you based on the $2,000 deposits. This is an amazing way where I'm seeing some great entrepreneurs able to start their businesses, get all the money that they need for their business in a really fast way. And all you need is those things that I said, those 5 things to establish a business, and then a business checking account can take you to the next level and open up even more funding options for you and your business. Step 5, another bonus for this secret, of course, is to have merchant processing. So in order to really turn credit into cash, a fast way is to get merchant processing. What is that? Merchant processing is an account that allows you to accept credit cards. Really simply, PayPal, Stripe, QuickBooks, things like that, Square. Those are all different accounts that you as a business owner, even a sole proprietor, a one-person business, you can get a PayPal account, you can get a Square account, you can get a Stripe account, whatever it is, so that you can accept credit cards for your business. This will allow you then to have merchant processing statements. And again, there are tons of lenders that will lend to you, your small business, even a startup, with just 3 months of merchant processing accounts that shows that you've been doing business transactions and people have paid you with credit cards. Really simple. It opens up the door to a whole bunch more funding, and again, a real way to turn credit into cash. I have created a complete training just for you, and you can get it absolutely free. Just go to noellsfreetraining.com. That's Noelle, N-O-E-L-L-E with an S, noellsfreetraining.com. Again, I've created a complete training course for you that teaches you my exact formula for investing in real estate with little to no money, not using your credit, and again, make lots of money in real estate starting from where you are today. And again, it's absolutely free. Go check it out. I want to make sure that you have all of the resources, all of the tools, and all of the knowledge that you need to be successful. This is Noelle, to your success.